Spiritual gifts in everyday life, day 3. Hello, everyone. Looks like I am live. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to get Instagram up and running. Spiritual gifts in everyday life, day 3. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. This is Tammy Morrison, and I'm coming on here because I'm doing this 4-day masterclass on spiritual gifts in everyday life. And if you haven't seen me before, you want to know who the heck am I? My name is Tammy Morrison. My business is Unleashing Your True Self. I am an angel intuitive, which simply means that I am able to connect with the angels and bring messages of empowerment, faith, hope, and love. So, we're going to talk about the spiritual gifts today. This is day 3. If you haven't caught the other ones, 1 and 2, this is day 3 on Clairsentience. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm like super freaking distracted, and I apologize. All righty. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen. Thank you so much for joining. I don't know what is wrong with my screen, y'all, on Instagram. What's going on? Okay, these. Sorry, y'all. Okay, hang on a second, y'all. It's reconnecting for me. Let me, you know what? I'm not even going to bother with that. Y'all, it's been a little crazy, and I apologize for it, but just bear with me. Let me tag this beautiful young lady that asked me to tag her. Okay, hang on a second, y'all. Hey, Bryn, thank you for joining. I apologize for it. All right. I'm so excited. Thank you so much, Bryn, for sharing. I appreciate that. And as you pop on, share this video out for me, and I just appreciate you so much. So I'm going to get into this. This is Clairsentient Day 3. Let's see. Let me go to sharing my screen. All right. So here we are. I am Tammy Morrison. I'm your guide on this journey. I'm also a wife, a mother, a grandmother, oracle, a priestess, an author, an intuitive book consulting, and an energy healer. So I'm a lot of things, y'all. So I have a bunch of qualities that I can share. So today we are talking about clairsentience. Let's see. So today we're talking about clairsentience, which is clear feeling. I apologize, y'all. It's just craziness. So we're going to talk about clairsentience. The discussion flow is going to go like this. What does clairsentience really mean? So clairsentient people have the gift of psychic sensing. So if you feel things about people, something is up with those two, I can feel it in places and can't figure out why you're drained after going to the mall, read on. Okay, so clairsentient is a clair gift that is common among healers, mystics, psychics, and mediums. It literally means clear feeling. What are the characteristics of clairsentience? Psychic feeling or sensing, including vibes and moods from people, places, and things. Are you clairsentient? That is one of the things that we're going to find out today as we go through this short masterclass that I have. Because clairsentience is most likely, if you are a healer or you identify as a mystic, psychic, medium, then you more than likely are clairsentient. And the thing about clairsentient is we generally use these gifts in our everyday life. So here we are. Clairsentient means clear feelings. So I just put this down because I thought it was so amazing. Write it down, put this in a conspicuous place, and repeat it to yourself. I live in a divinely inspired universe. I have nothing to fear. I trust in myself, and when I do so, I trust in the very wisdom that created me. So the thing that's so amazing about that is clairsentient requires that you trust, because we are in a world where things are so quick, and it's a microwave type of society that we are in. And that's what is going on at this time. So clear feeling, feeling a person or spirit, emotions, or feeling another's pain. When you get a strong gut feeling, positive or negative, about someone that we just met, or chills for no apparent reason, we may be tuning in to the emotional energy of a person or a spirit around us. So typically, if you walk into a room and know that people were fighting, even though there is no evidence of it, everyone may be smiling, but you can feel the tension in the air. It's almost like when you walk into a building and there has been a lot of animosity going on. It's like you can feel it regardless of what it looks like. And if you are a person that you don't shop at certain stores because of the energy, because it might feel heavy or oppressive or so hyper that you feel overstimulated, this is an example of clairsentience. And also, if you are a person that you feel like something isn't quite right, you get positive or negative, strong gut feelings. My advice to you is not to ignore them and to recognize that that is a clairsentient ability. Um, haven't you ever heard a song you could feel? Or is that just me? Now, you guys know, if you watch me on a regular basis, you know that I pretty much always have music playing, because I believe that music shifts the energy, and I know that it's so. And also, I feel the songs, but if you're a person that you typically get drained around large groups of people, if you are worn out by being in crowds, even if you had fun, it's still a surefire sign that you could be clairsentient. Clairsentience feel energy strongly. So imagine how draining it can be to engage with a large group of people for an extended amount of time. Sensing everyone's emotions, moods, and bad days could be the reason you want to leave work and swim to an island where you can be alone. See, clairsentient people need to recharge as much as Aquaman needs water. Quiet time spent alone to rejuvenate is a must. It's not an option, it is a must. So, tickling sensations in different areas of the body, especially the hands and face, pressure on the crown or the head, chills or goosebumps, sensations of being touched, temperature changes or cool breezes, hair standing on end, especially on the back of the neck, emotions or physical sensations of a deceased person, physical trauma or blows to the body, very rare and tends to be very disturbing or traumatic for the recipient. So, those are examples of things that could happen if you are identifying as clairsentient, or if you don't even know yet, because these are things that could possibly happen. And if you are one of those people that when you watch movies and when you watch TV, you need a box of Kleenex because you just start feeling all the feels when you watch these movies. If you're watching the news and it's all kinds of craziness on that, a lot of times clairsentient people don't watch the news. I can attest to that because I'm clairsentient and I don't watch that shit because it's just too much. Because you pick up on the energy even when you're watching. You know, when everybody was looking at the thing with George Floyd, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. My husband kept trying to show it to me. I couldn't do it. I think it took me months before I looked at that video with that man with his neck, his knee on that man's neck. It was sickening, and I felt it so deeply, and I could almost feel his pain. And so that is some of the things that clairsentience people feel. And if you are watching movies and emotional movies leave you in tears, if you watch Forrest Gump and you just started crying over all the ways, where mama tells Forrest that he's dying, that is typically clairsentient. So here's ways that you can find me and follow me. And if you want to learn more about the spiritual gifts in everyday life, YouTube, I have many videos on that. Instagram, I am on Instagram. I am Tammy Morrison. Facebook, I'm Unleashing Your True Self and Tammy Morrison. So my personal page is Tammy Morrison. My business page is Unleashing Your True Self. And I have this course, Spiritual Clair Gifts in Everyday Life. It is on CourseCraft, and that is the link to that. And I actually am putting it in the chat. So this way you have the link to the course. So this course is one of the most amazing courses. And I don't say that just because I created it. I did create it, but I'm not saying that because of that. But I took my time and put into it and did the research in order to bring the best of what the spiritual gifts in everyday life and how you can use them. Because the thing is it's always good to have gifts and it's good to know you have them, but we need to use them in everyday life. We need to use these gifts in everyday life, in our work, in our businesses, with our families and our children. We need to use our gifts, the things that come to us, the gifts. So I have put together this course. It includes a private Facebook group where you will get support for learning how to use the gifts, because that is one of the things that I believe is crucial about this class, is learning how to use the gifts. So you'll get support, and there'll be weekly trainings as well in the Facebook group. But you will have the course forever and ever and ever. So when you buy it, you'll have it. And the good thing is it is at a beta price right now. So it's the cheapest it's going to be. It's going to be probably that for a couple of months. And then after that, of course, it's going to go up because that's what things do. That's what things do. But I wanted to get it out here and bring it forward so that you guys can have a chance to grab it. And if, yes, you can share the link to your page, please. So if you are super on your path and you are trying to make heads or tails of these spiritual gifts, you have some, but you're not sure, what they are. You're not sure how to use them and how they can help you in your everyday life. Because the thing is, y'all, a lot of us, we're mystics. There are a lot of us out here that are mystics and healers, and we know that we have the gifts. However, we don't know how to connect them so that we can use them, not just doing readings and not just doing sessions and not just doing healings, but actually at your job. I use them at my job because I realize that I'm hella intuitive. And so when I'm at work, I can use these gifts to be a human lie detector. So when some of the people talk to me, because I work in healthcare and right now I'm in management on the weekend. And so when people talk to me, I can listen to them and hear behind the words, because I have clairaudience for show and clairsentient as well. So I can hear behind the words and I can feel what they're trying to say without them saying it, but it's a tool that I've learned to use. And so this is what I want to share with all of you as well. So again, this was day 3 of Spiritual Gifts Masterclass series that I'm doing, Spiritual Gifts in Everyday Life, talking about clairsentient in particular today. Yes, it's at your own pace. It's not, yeah, it's once you access it, you'll have access to the entire thing. So if you want to do it in 7 days, you can. However, I don't encourage that. You want to take your time and chomp through it. It also is um, in the Facebook group as well. Like I said, we'll be in there and we'll do weekly trainings and sessions and healings, all kinds of things in order to help you to be able to integrate these spiritual gifts in your everyday life, because I'm a believer that we have them. And I had an amazing experience just last weekend where I had to use some of the gifts and I had to use some of my training. I had a staff member that came to me and she was hella upset about something that I really couldn't do anything about. But what I could do is help her to shift her energy, and that is what I did. I helped her to shift her energy. So that was me using these spiritual gifts in everyday life, in my work life. I don't know if you guys use them when you have your kids. I do. I use them with my kids. My kids know they can't get no lies past me. I would talk to them and they would say something and I would say, "Why are you lying?" They would say, "Mom, how'd you know I was lying?" I said, "Because I know." I said, "Number one, I'm your mama. Number two, I'm intuitive." No. So that was another way. And then I did a video this morning talking about how my intuition saved my life. If you haven't seen it, go on my page and check it out. I did a video about how my intuition saved my life. And if you like Instagram, it's on there as well too, because I did it on Instagram and Facebook. Metamorpho said too much energy flowing through to rush it. That's a lot of energetic downloads. Exactly. No, you take your time. And this is why I have it open and available, and it's yours for as long as you want it. The kids have the gifts too these days. Exactly. And they also need people to help them to cultivate them. Now, am I that person? No, but you might be. I love kids, but I don't like them like that. So, and yeah, my kids are I've got one turning 30 and one turning 31 this year. So yeah, it's been a minute. But yeah, so anyway, so I'll be back tomorrow around the same time talking about day 4. And I think day 4 will be, let's see, we did claircognizance on day 1. We did clairaudience on day 2, clairsentient today, and tomorrow it will be clairvoyance. That will kick it off. Yeah, you got to know what lane you run in. Meta, you got to know what lane you run in. I know I don't run in that lane because I didn't even do field trips with my kids. I just couldn't do it because I just can't do all them kids like that. It's just too many, too much. They too bad. Couldn't do it. So my ex, actually, that was one of the beautiful, blessed things that he did because he actually enjoyed going on those field trips. But, they had some really interesting trips because we lived in Maryland and he went on a field trip to Annapolis with my daughter, which was great, and I wished I kind of sort of wish I had gone, but I think I worked or something. But, because I would have loved to have seen Annapolis, but it's just too many kids and just too much. So yeah, so you just have to know what lane you run in, and that's not a lane that I run in. So anyway, all right, so that is going to be the end of this particular broadcast today. Thank you so much for hanging out and joining me. I truly appreciate your time and I appreciate your energy that you bring to the table. Thank you, Meta, for joining me. And those of you that catch the replay, thank you for catching the replay. But click the link and grab that course because it is under $100. Like I said, I priced it pretty reasonable because it is in the beta. This is the first time that I'm launching and offering it. So I wanted to make it so that people can grab it and, so that it's affordable so they can work with it. And then, like I said, when you purchase the course, I'll add you to the group and we'll get started and we'll work on it in that way. So again, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, Facebook. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you, Twitter, for hanging out with me. And I will be back on tomorrow. Like I said, somewhere around this time, we'll do it again and do day 4. You're so welcome, Meta, and thank you for sharing. We'll do day 4, which will be clairvoyance, and that'll be the kickoff for that particular thing. And then we'll keep it moving. So thank you, and I appreciate you. This is Tammy Morrison, and I'm signing off. Bye now.